Hello, it's Doug Overvold and Steve Boone. We're the co-founders of Wealth on Autopilot. We've built a wealth ecosystem where we introduce people to vetted companies that we've already found to have the substance for growth. We provide a lot of education, and maybe most importantly is the diversification. That's really your way to wealth and grow your network. Now, we're not financial advisors. All investments have risk. Please do your own due diligence. Today, we're going to talk about LUMX. This is a new economic model. This is an AI driven arbitrage trading program, which produces daily returns. And here's the most important thing, daily returns paid directly to your wallet. This isn't dashboard money. This isn't monopoly money. You're making real daily returns paid to your wallet. So, what is arbitrage? If you've never heard this term or understood what it is, it's really buying and selling of this same asset at the same time on two different exchanges in order to profit from the price inefficiencies. So here's an example. You are able to buy some crypto on exchange number one for $8, and it's selling at the same time for 8.75 on exchange number two. This happens all day, every minute on all crypto pairs. They do arbitrage and other things like Forex in the stock market, but this works extremely well with the AI bots being able to do this hundreds of times every single day. And here's what you can earn. There's 5 different staking options or contracts. The first contract's only 7 days. So you're only committed to 7 days. The minimum investment for all 5 of these is $100. You can get involved for $100. You can go in big. You can go $1 million, but for $100, you buy a 7 day contract, your daily returns are between zero point 0.3 and zero point 0.6 per day. At the end of 7 days, you get your money back or you can reinvest it. And then the way it works, it's an 80-20 split. LUMX keeps 20, we keep 80% profits. The 30-day contract, you can see now pays between 0.6 and 0.9%. If you buy a 90-day contract, you're getting about 1% a day. Now that's total. You got to split that 80-20, but that's daily. The 180-day, the 6-month contract pays between 1.1 and 1.3. And our favorite is the 360-day. You're getting net. This is your net profit is about 1% a day, every day. And I'll run the numbers on that. So let's say you bought a 30-day contract for $1,000. Your net profit after the split's about 0.5%. So you're making $5 per day. That's your net profit for 30 days. You make $150. That's 15% monthly return. 15%. That's hard to find anywhere, even in the best markets. And then after 30 days, you can take your 1,000 principal or you can reinvest it. You can double down, do whatever you want. Now, what if it's a 360-day contract? That's our favorite. You put $1,000 in, you make 1%. That's your net profit, $10 a day times 360 days, $3,600 profit, 30% monthly return. That is fantastic. And again, at the end of 360 days, you can reinvest or take your principal and you've got real profit. But what if you did 10,000? What if you did a $10,000 contract at 1%? That's $100 per day, $36,000 profit, 30% monthly return. Again, at the end of 360, you get your principal. Really cool. So here's a few of the things that really jumped out for Steve Boone and I to put our stamp of approval. The technology is incredible. We've been doing this now. The app, it's actually a DApp, works flawlessly. The people that introduced us have direct contact with the developers, the founders. Very, very impressive technology. It's only $100. We like the fact that you don't need $1,000. You don't need 10 grand. You can come in for $100 and test drive this. We like the fact that there's different options. You're not committed to a year or 3 years or 5 years. You can do a 7 day contract. If you like it, put a little more in. Several options. And the big thing is daily pay to your own wallet in USDT. That's a stable coin. This isn't dashboard money. This isn't, hey, we'll pay you someday. We get paid daily. Now, get this. You can pull up to 50% of your principal after half the contract term. So let's say you do a 180-day, a 6-month contract, and 90 days in, you have a little emergency or you need some cash flow. In every other program we've seen, you can't get any of your principal back. In this case, if you need to, without penalty, you can get 50% back. And then there's your net earnings. It's between 0.3 to 1% daily. That's the net after the split. And so check that out. That's 9% up to 30% monthly returns. Now, here's my actual wallet. So you can see here where I circled it. We bought our first contract on December 12th. Right down here, we put in $500. The next day, we get a $5.12 profit. The 14th, $5. The 15th, $5. The 16th, $5, $5, $5. That's on just our first contract. And then it keeps going, 5, 5, 5. But look what happened here on the 21st. We got 3 payouts, $5.10, $5.08, $5. As you introduce this to people, I'm going to show you in a minute, we actually can get matching profits on their returns. And we're just starting. I'm going to show you here in a minute what this can add up to and really look like. Here's $5, $5, $5. Then you see here $100 on the 27th. We took profit, bought another $100 contract. Now we're making more money every single day. Now, as an option, there are referral earnings if you share this, and there's also for the real potential for big money if you wanted to build this. If you're a builder, is the community management, and this is optional. We get it. Most people just want to be passive. Buy a contract, get daily profit. Very cool. But let me show you what this looks like. For the referral earnings, if you share this on your first level, you get a 20% match. And I'm going to show you in the next slide, 20% of their profit. We don't make any money for people buying a contract, which we really like. We only earn money if your people are earning money. If you introduce 2 people, you can get paid 2 levels. You get 20% match of the earnings of the people on your first level, 15 on your second level, 10% on the third. Then it goes 8, 6, 4. If you did build a team, there is a way to build pretty significant income. Here's what it looks like. Example, you introduce John and he buys a $10,000 contract for the 360 days, which means he earns 1% daily or $100. As your direct, you earn 20% of his earnings. So if he's earning 100, you would get a 20% match. You're making $20 every day on one person on your team. And then if you are a builder, they have a community. It's kind of like a community global pool where you can earn from 10% up to 80% matching on the earnings from your entire community. We'll get into detail on that on another slide. So what could this look like in 30 days if you wanted to get in and just build a little bit? So if you have a $3,000 personal contract, and that's the most you need to max out the 6-level compensation plan, and you can do $100. We don't care. 500, 1,000. We're doing 3,000 because we're making $30 a day. Okay, it's 1%. And if you had 20 people on your team, you introduced 5 and they told 2, and you had 20 people, you're going to make about $20 per day earnings on that on your little team. And then once you get to the V1, the V2, the V3, the community bonuses, that kicks in another $20 to $30 a day. So there's a potential in 1 month with a pretty minimal part-time effort of making $70 to $80 per day in your first month. What's that? That's $2,100 to $2,400 per month passive income. Okay, we haven't retired yet, but that's significant and it's totally passive. But what could this look like in 90 days? Well, if you up yours to 10,000, take some profits, get 10,000 personal contracts, you're making 100 a day on your personal return. If your team starts to grow like ours is, we put in, I think, 30 people in our first 2 weeks. If you have 200 people on your team, you're making about 200 per day. If you start qualifying for community bonuses, those start around 200 to 300 at the V2, V3 levels. Now you're making 500 to 600 per day, 15 to 18,000 per month. After 90 days, that's kind of where we're headed. And that's the kind of potential we see here with LoomX. So what are your next steps? Well, get your questions answered. Glad to do that. Then you schedule a time to buy your first contract, and we'll help you, or your enroller will log in, do a quick Zoom, and we'll show you how to do this. Takes about 10 minutes, super easy. And that's it. You start earning daily profit to your wallet as profit you can take, spend, reinvest, do whatever you want. It's yours. And then what we're going to do is reinvest profits, compound that, and start sharing this, building a team. And we're really, really bullish on this exciting arbitrage trading. Thanks for listening. Hope you take action. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.